Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our course. I realize for some of you it's probably late afternoon. Actually, here it's still morning. We have about a half hour in Los Altos. It's a beautiful sunny day on the way to summer solstice. Anyway, the purpose of our podcast today is just to briefly introduce you to the way I've set up the learning management site for this course. I realize that you've been through a couple iterations of this now, but every instructor has their own way of setting it up, and I want you to know the way I've set up this one. So we'll just walk around it a little bit. We're on the front page now, and I usually refer to the WordPress as the front side of the house and Moodle as the back side of the house. So we're on the WordPress site, and hopefully some of you got a chance to listen to my welcome to the course. Here are your blogs that I'll look forward to reading. Some learning outcomes. Just want to highlight that some good ways to stay connected with here in the course are listed down here. Emailing me is fine, but what I really like it is when you use I'll show you in a minute is the Ask the Instructor forum, because if you have a question, probably other people will have the same question, and I prefer that you put your question in there. I also consider asking questions and commenting and getting things straightened out as part of your contribution to the learning community. So it goes toward your grade to that when you put questions in the Ask the Instructor forum. We will have a class huddle on most Tuesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when I get into a little bit more into the course. Okay, so those are some ways to stay connected. Let me go ahead and take a look at the schedule. That's the most important thing here, or one of the most important things. If there's some discrepancy in dates on this site, let's use the schedule as the kind of final arbiter of that. And hopefully we've caught things so that they do match up. Then, of course, under the schedule, there's each unit. I'm not going to go into these now in detail. I'll introduce Unit 1 in a separate podcast. And let's see, we have the readings by unit. That's an important thing to take a look at. There is a lot of reading in this course, so you want to really look at the readings before we begin the unit and do as many of them as you can up front, because there are quite a few readings and you want to keep up with that. Okay, let's see. Let me go back here to so we have readings by unit. Where am I going now? Back to schedule. So let's, I think you're familiar with the tools bar over here that gets you to Zoom and the library and the writing center, which will be really critical for this course. And so those are important things to be aware of. We're going to head over to the Moodle side of the house now, the back door, so to speak. And of course, this is where you access the course WordPress site. One of the most important things here for you to take a specific read through, if you would, is the overall instructor expectations. This is what my conversation with you about my expectations for this course and the use of generative AI, the importance of being present in this class. I usually, the expectation is that you come onto the site 3 or 4 times a week. I can see that. That's part of your contribution. There's lots of activities in the first couple weeks, and it's not meant to be busy work, but to get our learning community up and going. I talk about the contribution of the learning community here and how that's graded, grading in general, and communicating with me. And then, as I said, we have a huddle once a week, and usually the huddle is an opportunity for me to have some direct contact if you like that face to face, answer any questions you're having about assignments. I usually do a little mini lecture on a topic related to that unit that we're on, and definitely a place to get your questions answered. Okay. Okay, let's go back here. And what else is on this page? Yeah, the reading and the resources, again, you can get from this side of the house. The grading rubric. You know, the grading's a little different here, and I think it's something I wanted to highlight a little bit. I got some notes here to keep me on track. But the grading, it's maybe Elizabeth went over this with you, but you know that if you get a B plus in this course, that's a very high grade, because that means that not only did you meet all the requirements that we've asked for an assignment, but you did very well at meeting them and went above and beyond. So it's not like a B is an okay grade; it's a good grade, and so on and so forth. You can look down the grading scale and what they each mean, but it's a little bit different. Class resources. I'm just going to highlight this for a minute. I don't have them all in here, but as we go through, I put them in here. There is the schedule for the class huddles in here, and you'll want to take a look at that. The teams, the course teams for team projects that we have are already set up, and they're listed in here. Whoops, we can close that. There's links for resources in here that I'll put in more, like for assignment 2, for assignment 3, and so on. So this is a place where I'll put different things. In terms of the schedule for class huddles, if you are unable to make a class huddle, you might want to be sure somebody on your team has made it so that they can ask any questions that you might have. And then another thing is that I record all the class huddles, and they'll be put in here under the huddles folder here, and you can take a review of those, and I would encourage you to do that because you don't want to miss things that I've covered in the huddle. Okay? Alrighty, let's go back here. See, oh, yeah, that's another important item. Class resources. That's the team connection form when you have team projects and teamwork resources. Of course, here's your Zoom meeting link for our class huddles. And then here's the instructor news bulletin. And when I communicate with you, like upload podcasts to you or have any instructions, I do it through this instructor news bulletin. So you'll want to make sure that you have that on some kind of notification that you'll see when I put in a bulletin. Ask the instructor forum, that's what I was talking about. If you have a question, please, or comment, or you want clarification on something, please use this forum before emailing me, because then other people that have the same question can get that answered, and it just kind of gets our whole course learning community up and running and helping each other. And, you know, if somebody asks a question and I don't get to it and another participant in our course has an answer to it, please go ahead and just jump in there and help each other. So that's what the Ask the Instructor forum is for. Okay, this all course participants discussion forum, as I've said in some of my communications, research is a huge topic. Can't cover all of it. If you've come across something that's very interesting about research, and especially in conjunction with education and technology, please upload it and share it in here for all of us to see. This is where you'll be uploading. This gets into your assignments. You can access your assignments here. And then all the activities are listed here too. You can get to them. And then we have, you know, these are where you can upload things. Okay, let me take a look at my notes and just make sure I've covered everything. Yeah, I think so. I just wanted to kind of walk you through the form. I know you're used to this, getting used to this now, this back and forth between the front part of the house, WordPress, and the back part, Moodle, but you do need to be familiar with both. If you have questions, again, about the way I've set this up, please do not hesitate to ask. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stop now. And my next podcast will be specifically focused on Unit 1. Okay. All right.